Greetings, Boo Believers. I'm here. Apologies, took me a minute to get rolling. Of course, the sound isn't down on my phone. Welcome to another episode of Deadsville Daily Booze Live. I'm your host, Ronin James. I was trying to get this. I have a B-cam set up today, but it is not. I don't know what happened. It's a GoPro and it's not going. Wait. Maybe it's gonna go. We'll see. I'm gonna hit the power button. Nope, and it went off. I don't know what the... Oh, wait, there it goes. Here it comes. Oh, look at that. Boom. B-cam! Woo! What's up, everybody? I'm looking at you from B-cam. You get a little peek behind the board here, a different view or something. A little something different. I don't know. What do you think? B-cam? We got oh, one of my lights is down. Light down. There we go. And make it a little bluer. Hi. Welcome to B-cam here on Deadsville Daily Booze. A-cam. Boop. B-cam. All right. Yeah, that angle's not too bad. I guess I don't hate it. You guys getting a little side view. You can see my. I'll put Godzilla here in the frame. Should we put our? We'll put a hat, our Welcome to Crystal Lake hat on him. Oh, if he'll stay. Oh, he doesn't want to seem to stay. We'll put it on him like this, because he's a young punk Godzilla with his hat all crooked. Now it's going to mess up his scales. We're not going to do that. You'll just see that over there. All right, folks, back to the main camera here. Let's check in. We have so much to go through today. So much news in horror world to go through in Deadsville. Let's see where to begin. Salsamania checking in. TJ Lachlan checking in. Hello, boys. Thanks for tuning in. Brittany Fox says, hey, everyone. Hi, Brittany. Mwah, Scream Heart. Thank you for tuning in. Kara checks in early. Says, I set an alarm today. Mwah, Scream Heart, Kara. Thank you for checking in. Brittany says, glad you're here to Kara. Steph Infection calling me a dork. You know it. Mwah, Steph Infection. I'm a big old dork. Yes, a dork with a B-cam. That's right. Woo, B-cam. All right. Well, from B-cam, you can really see my new shirt here, right? This one, a gift from my mother for my birthday. Obviously, she knows me quite well. Cats and horror faces, right? That's... I believe this is Michael. This was the only one. He's got like a striped shirt on, but he's got the machete in his mouth and some scars, so maybe Michael. But the rest of them, obvious, pretty obvious ones there. As you see through them all. We'll go back to A-cam. Stand up. You can see it a little maybe better. I got this is just a GoPro on B-cam. This is my baby, my cinematic lens that you're watching me on right now. Paul Wegner joining in. Yo, what's up, Paul? Thanks for checking in. Brittany says, moms give the best gifts. LOL, they know us so well. Yes, this was a great one. Thanks, Mom. Mitzi Green, I don't know if you've tuned in yet, but yes. Steph Infection says, A-cam is clearer. Yes, A-cam would definitely be clearer because it is a really an expensive cinematic lens. It's one of my good lenses, shooting on my 4K... what the fuck is it? Goddamn Panasonic. I forget the name of the damn camera now. Lumix. The Lumix Pro. Lumix. I forget. I don't know. It's a 4K mirrorless Lumix It's the GH5. Lumix GH5. That's what we're shooting on. With a nice Rokinon cinematic lens to make it look pretty and crisp. I'm going to give you guys a behind-the-scenes tour one of these days, everything that's going on here, so you can see what we're working with. But yes, now B-cam is a GoPro just mounted to to the edge here. I don't want to fiddle with it too much because it cuts off if I play with it too much, but we have a B-cam. So yes, there we go. We have horror stories, horror headlines coming your way, and yeah, if we didn't know already, we'll get to this one first. Let's get this out of the way right off the bat. We'll get to the Tubi stuff soon. I know some of you may have seen the post. Yes, I have a new project that is on Tubi. Apparently it's been there for a while. We just found out about it. But yes, a new short film that you can watch on Tubi that came from my brain, and the idea came out of my 80s inspired brain, and you can watch me act a little bit in it. A ton of stunts that I coordinated in it. My friend Mark Cheng shot it and directed it and edited it and did all the VFX in it. And we had about 30 stunt people who volunteered and came out and kicked a lot of ass doing some really high octane stunts. So it's called Omega Unit, The Last Option, and you can check it out on Tubi. And if you go to my Facebook, well, into my feed on my Facebook page, you will see I put a link in the comment section on the post for today's show where I announced it. So you'll find it there. You can watch it, about 9 minutes long. Lots of action, a little hint of the horror that was planned for it, but we shot it in 2017 or 18, I guess. It came out in 2018, and it's been on Tubi for, I guess, about a year, from what I'm told. So you can check it out, streaming now. Kara says, going to watch that tonight. Thank you, Kara. Appreciate it. Yeah, hopefully, maybe we'll revisit it one day. But yeah, we'll get to a little more of that and talk about it. First, we're going to jump to this story because it couldn't be another day without a beloved character from our childhood being destroyed by a shitty horror movie. Because these ones are they're never good horror movies when they do this. So, keeping with the tradition of Mickey Mouse being dragged through the mud, here comes Pinocchio. And this is on iHorror.com. Reporting about 4 hours ago, Timothy Rawls, Pinocchio cut free of copyright, and yes, it's becoming a horror movie. Many genre fans dislike the trend of formerly copywritten characters entering the public domain and becoming horror movies. This has happened to Winnie the Pooh, Mickey Mouse's Steamboat Willie, soon-to-be Bambi, soon-to-be Peter Pan, and now the latest soon-to-be fucking Pinocchio. All right. Leading this charge are producers Reese Frake Waterfield and Scott Jeffrey, who have vowed to create their own universe containing these once untouchable icons. Although creating a murderous, anthropomorphic yellow bear or killer boy like Puppet has always been free to do it, it seems filmmakers are writing their hands with dollar signs in their eyes as Disney loses their copyrights to characters they themselves took from other works almost 100 years ago. Yeah, and this is my biggest problem with it, too. I mean, Lazy's Pinocchio, an already terrifying story about a sentient wooden puppet who wants to be a real boy. Called Pinocchio Unstrung, the movie will come from Frake Waterfield and Jeffrey's Jagged Edge label. The movie-making duo is currently taking the profits they got from last year's Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey to make its sequel. And now that Tigger has entered the public domain, they are making him part of that film. He was absent from the original. I didn't make it through it, but I knew that. There is no word of plot or setting for Pinocchio Unstrung, and casting is still underway, but reportedly you won't have to wait long since they would like to release it in 2024. So they're going to rush the shit out of this with a terrible script. It's going to be fucking horrible. It's just going to be a fucking total cash grab, as we should expect from these clowns, Reese Frake Waterfield and Scott Jeffrey. What a fucking disgrace, man. I mean, it's like, yeah, we're going to rush and get it out. Cash in on that sweet, sweet expired public domain money, expired IP money. I don't even want to spend too much time talking about it, to be honest with you, boo believers. But if you have an opinion, feel free. I fucking hate it. It's lame. It'd be one thing if they were doing it justice, doing a good fucking movie, trying to do a good movie. It's like these fucking clowns aren't even trying. So, yep, Brittany checks in, Kara checks in. Kara says, Pinocchio's scary enough as is. Brittany says, oh, for fuck's sakes, Pinocchio now. I definitely dislike this trend. And Kara checks in again, rushed generic garbage, wasted potential. And that's exactly what it feels like with these things, man. You slap a mask on clearly a person and call him Winnie the fucking Pooh. And I'm supposed to, run to the fucking, I'm supposed to get excited for that shit. I can't get excited for that shit. That's awful, man. I can't do it. Camera 2 did go out. I'm trying to figure out why. Power issue? Sorry, mid-rant. We'll see if it comes back on. We don't need it. We'll get it worked out eventually. Quick test run setup. But yes, I agree. It's going to be rushed. They want to, and just by him saying there's no plot, there's no nothing to it. They're just like, ooh, Pinocchio is inspired. We're making a movie. Let's call it Unstrung. And we'll fucking, he's off the strings, obviously, and killing people. So, and it's probably a fucking grown-ass man in a fucking Pinocchio mask. And I'll hate it. Right? Fucking terrible. So, all right, we'll move on from that one. Feel free to check in with your thoughts on this trend of shitty, rushed IP cash-ins, cash grabs, whatever you want to fucking call them. Pinocchio now being the latest one. Being the latest victim of the cash grab. So, yeah, I'm not a fan. Not a fan. All right. Let's see what else we get here. Here it is. We got some more Scream 7 news. It's nothing big, but we'll jump to that real quick. We'll get that out of the way. Oh, come on, stop doing this to me. I just want to read this stupid story. This is on Joe Blow. Cody Hammond, our friend Cody Hammond, tells us Scream and Scream 6 cast member Jasmine Savoy Brown hasn't gotten a call about Scream 7, which recently lost its stars and director. So here we go. And we've talked about this a bunch. Paul Massey joining in. What's up, Paul? Thanks for checking in. We just finished talking about Pinocchio, the horror movie, and what a shit show that'll be. And we've jumped now to another shit show in the works. Look at that segue. Or what they're trying to save that was a shit show. The previous shit show that was Scream 7. They're trying to salvage it now. And yes, so the actress that played Mindy, who I can't stand, Jasmine Savoy Brown, not the actress, the character. I hated the character. I hated both of those characters. I hated a lot of the characters in those last Scream movies. Anyway, here we go. Joe Blow with this story. At one point, Spyglass Media and Paramount Pictures were wanting to move Scream 7 into production so quickly they couldn't even wait for Scream and Scream 6 directors Matt Bettinelli-Open and Tyler Gillette to finish working on their Universal Monsters movie Abigail, formerly known as Dracula's Daughter, which we've looked at. Looks fucking awesome. With returning writers James Vanderbilt and Guy Busick working on the script, and the company's hired Freaky and Happy Death Day director Christopher Landon to direct the film and started reaching out to actors. Then everything fell apart. Jenna Ortega allegedly wanted a substantial pay raise to reprise the role of Tara Carpenter. And as we saw when Neve Campbell dropped out of Scream 6 due to pay dispute, these pay issues don't tend to work out. So Ortega was out. It was also reported, not just the pay issue. Come on, Joe Blow, be honest. She also had scheduling conflict with shooting both Beetlejuice 2, and because this was all before the strikes, before the SAG and the WGA, Writers Guild of America strikes, she was also going to be filming Wednesday season 2 in Ireland. So there was a big, it wasn't just the pay. They, of course, want to talk about the pay. But the pay thing was an issue with Neve Campbell. It was just one of the issues, we should say, with Jenna Ortega being fair. So, If they gave her a pay raise, maybe she would have worked it into her schedule. You never know. Anyway, back to our story here. So Ortega was out, but Melissa Barrera was on board to come back as Tara's sister Samantha, until she was fired from the project after comments she made about the Israel-Hamas war didn't go over well with executives at Spyglass. Soon after, Landon, and that seems reversed. I remember it was Barrera was out first, and then Ortega announced she was leaving. Joe Blow's getting their, come on, what's this guy, the writer's name? Cody Hammond. Come on, Cody Hammond. Your timeline is a little off, according to my memory, and we've been talking about this for a while. So, yes, in my recollection, it was that Barrera went first. Then Ortega said she was leaving like a day or two after Barrera was fired, saying it wasn't because of that, it was the scheduling thing. Then it came out later that it was a money thing as well. But, okay, so Barrera out. Blah, blah. Soon after, Landon left the project, then the director quit, saying what had been a dream job had turned into a nightmare. So Scream 7 has no stars, no director, and needs a different script. And now Scream and Scream 6 co-star Jasmine Savoy Brown has revealed that she has never even gotten a call about the project. I find that good news because I couldn't stand them. So please go in a completely different direction. All right. I'm checking because I saw something about sound. You guys hearing me okay, sound-wise? I saw something in the live chat. Sorry. Let's see. Kara says they just got to give up at this point on Scream. Brittany said no sound. Anyone else? Kara said my sound is okay. Okay. Brittany said thanks, Kara. It must be something on my end. Kelly Weber said, why did I hear James Vanderbeek? And I was like, oh, good on Dawson. Okay, Brittany has her sound back. And Kevin Shave is checking in. What's up, Kevin? Thanks for tuning in, brother. We're talking about Scream 7, the potential shit show that it is. And here we go. The Carpenter sisters, Brown's character Mindy Meeks Martin, and Mindy's brother Chad. Two of the, like, okay, I'm not trying to be stereotypical or race or anything like that, but Mindy and Chad are stereotypical white people names, and they give them to the two black people that are in the movie. Did anybody else catch that? There's like, okay, we're going to put some black people in the movie. Yeah, let's name them Mindy and Chad. Okay, anyway, back to the story. Chad was played by Mason Gooding, Cuba Gooding Jr.'s son, and he was good enough given what he was working with, but the story just stabbing him a million times and he still lives at the end. That whole thing, it killed me. I hated that fucking movie. Anyway, formed a group of friends that Scream 6 dubbed the Core 4. I hated that shit, the Core 4. God, did I hate the Core 4. I hated that. And then the film strained credulity to make sure the Core 4 remained intact at the end. Strained credibility, I guess is what they're, credulity to make sure the Core 4 remained intact in the end. Yeah, everybody lived at the end so they could have a happy ending. So it's very surprising that no one has ever gotten in contact with Brown about Scream 7, even though decisions with Ortega and Barrera have already come and gone. Well, there we go. Not bringing Mindy and Chad back, thankfully. Chad the pincushion, Mindy the stab dummy. When the subject of Scream came up, Brown told Entertainment Tonight, with thanks to Scream Rant for the transcription, I think that everything that we did, the Core 4, is amazing and important and should be celebrated forever. Of course you do. And I'm glad that we got to capture that on screen, and I'm proud to have 4 people of color in that horror film. I'll forever be proud of that. Would she come back for Scream 7? I haven't gotten a call, so I think if you want to ask Spyglass what they're doing, you can. I haven't gotten a call. Wah, wah. What do you think of Jasmine Savoy Brown not getting a call about Scream 7? Share your thoughts on this one and leave a comment. There you go. What do you think? There they are. Chad and Mindy. Yeah, they were annoying. Quite annoying. Anyway, we're going to move off of that one quick. Unless y'all want to talk about it, let's do it. TJ checking in says, sorry, was driving. I couldn't chime in first. Pinocchio sounds fucking stupid, and I just give up on Scream 7 already. Yep. I mean, at this point, man, poor Ghostface. he has just gotten a raw deal. I mean, why they even brought those guys in to direct. I mean, I get it. The movie, again, Ready or Not was a fun movie. Ready or Not was a good movie. I enjoyed it. And that's why they got the Scream job after Ready or Not was a fun, successful, fast-paced, edge of your seat kind of thriller. But they tried to, I guess, reenact it with this. But the whole happy ending just doesn't work, man. It doesn't work. And when characters live, they just, especially when there's no stakes, it just takes everything. It takes everything off the table as far as making the thrill of a horror movie. Everybody, you're going to have this happy ending. What the fuck is that? That's, yep. All right. I'm not doing a stab that time. Stab is down motion. Wank is like a up motion. So that's when I'm wanking with the happy ending. Stab good, wank bad. Got it? All right. Just so we're clear. Steph's going to fucking screen cap this. She likes to get me doing double wanks. Whatever. I let her have her fun, right? Hi, Steph Infection. Mwah, scream hard. There it is. There's your Steph Infection impersonation for the day, right? Kevin Shea says, I think I'm the only person who doesn't like any of the Scream movies. Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed the first one. Second one, I was in. I was hanging out for a while. I didn't hate that second wave, that second generation. But now the third generation, they didn't kill anybody. They had annoying characters. Like even when I was like, yeah, they're killing the annoying character. No, they didn't. There's the annoying character running up at the end after being stabbed in the gut a whole bunch. Here she comes for a happy ending so she can hug everybody. So yeah, I was not a fan of that in the Scream movies for fucking sure. And there were some fun scenes in there, but just so much dumb stuff. I have videos on my problems with Scream 6. You can find them on the YouTube page and probably somewhere on my Facebook profile here. Speaking of, make sure you follow, like, subscribe wherever you're watching or listening to this right now, please. And if you would be so kind as to invite your friends to follow, you can do that on my profile with the 3 dots. You click the 3 dots, find invite friends, click on that, and you can send invites for a whole bunch of your friends to follow my page. If they like horror, if they like comedy, if they like some behind the scenes talk on filmmaking, you will get them right here on my page. Also, plenty of humor and probably some ass-eating jokes along the way or something there. So, as you just saw with the difference between stabbing and wanking, my mime, and as Kara says, thank you for that much-needed example of the difference between stabbing and wanking. All right, there we go. Yes, that's your your comedy break for the day. All right, back to the horror news, right? But yes, I appreciated all the follows, all the shares, stars that everybody has spent, comments, likes, loves, laughs on all of our stuff here. We have a whole bunch more coming your way at Deadsville, from Deadsville Studios, Deadsville Productions. So stay tuned, Boo Believers. But back to the news. Let's do some ghostbusting, shall we? Who you gonna call? Oh man, and these fucking pop-ups are killing me now with these McAfee. Get out of my face. Man. Nope, there we go. We don't want that. All right. Oh man, somebody got me with some kind of bookmark. I gotta go in and kill my bookmarks. Apologies, guys. Bear with me here as I do this. No, it's not. Actually, it's history I gotta go kill. Nope. And browsing data. All right, that should have done it. Hopefully. I gotta find the story again now, though. Oh, our Ghostbusters stories. Where are you? think there's one on here. Ooh, the Frighteners? Interesting. Where's the Ghostbusting stories? Come on. I think it's on the other page. Let's jump back to iHorror maybe. What do you guys think for Ghostbusters? I know we have some excited people for Ghostbusters out there. I saw there's like a new Slimer picture, better shots of Slimer, and we had the Janine, I had the Janine interview up here about her talking about, here we go. No, that's the covers. Ugh. Sorry guys, bear with me. Back to horror news. What is this? Texas Chainsaw video game news. Alright, we got a little bit of busted news here on Joe Blow. I'm going to get to it. Frozen Empire Images is from Cody Hammond. Oh, come on. Go back. Why am I getting all these fucking pop-ups now? Okay, here's our original story that we wanted to talk about. Let's see if we can get it on here. Cody Hammond tells us, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, Janine Melnitz suits up to deal with a desperate situation. Annie Potts says her Ghostbuster character, Janine Melnitz, has to suit up in Ghostbusters Frozen Empire to deal with a desperate... Okay, yes, that's what the headline said. I love when they rewrite the headline in the tagline of the story. The Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, which also serves as a sequel to original Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2, is set to reach theaters on March 22nd, and last week Empire Magazine shared an image of original Ghostbusters, Peter Venkman, Ray Stantz, and Winston Zeddemore, played by Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and Ernie Hudson, all suited up, and joined by Annie Potts as their receptionist Janine Melnitz, who also suited up as a Ghostbuster this time around. Now, Empire has posted an interview with Potts revealing that Janine suits up in the film to deal with a desperate situation. And this is one we've talked about a bunch here on the show because we saw this last week. We saw the... we looked at the covers. They had two covers for Empire Magazine when they first came out, and we noticed right away Annie Potts dressed in a jumpsuit. And then maybe a day or two later, we had talked about how the director came out and said that his vision of Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, he was very much inspired by the 80s cartoon, The Real Ghostbusters, which frequently saw Janine in a jumpsuit in the field. So, here's Annie Potts' quote. It's a desperate situation, so it's all hands on deck. It turns out Janine is quite capable, as most women tend to be when given the chance. I have to say I did get a kick out of it. Janine has served long and well, and I felt like she was finally getting her stripes, you know? She clearly stayed in touch with the guys, and she's really been the keeper of the flame at the firehouse. The Ghostbusters are kind of superheroes, so it's very nice to finally be seen in that way too. And that's awesome, man. Very cool. Annie Potts, great actress. You know, almost legendary at this point. She's been around and doing this for so long. And yes, in the Ghostbusters lore, man, especially because I believe she voiced the character. She was one of the people that actually voiced one of the originals who actually voiced on the show too, on the cartoon. I'll double check that, or if one of you wants to check it, let me know if Annie Potts actually... I should have looked this up, but I vaguely remember she was one of the main... That's why they had her in the show so much, because she was one of the bigger names that they had for the cartoon, where I think some of the other actors were impersonators, maybe? I don't know. Somebody look it up out there and we can discuss. But I'm going to finish this story, then we'll jump to the chat, so let me know there. The idea to have Janine suit up wasn't originally in the script. This is very cool. Potts told Empire that it was something director Gil Keenan came up with when they were already weeks into production. Even when she does get into her Ghostbusters uniform, we won't be seeing her carrying a proton pack on her back. She'll be carrying a different piece of equipment. Potts said, it's not a proton pack. Thank God I didn't have to put a pack on because they're murderously heavy and us OGs are getting on a bit. Ghostbusters Afterlife stars Finn Wolfhard and McKenna Grace. They're back for the sequel, reprising the roles of Trevor and Phoebe. They're joined in the cast by Carrie Coon, playing Trevor and Phoebe's mom, Callie. Paul Rudd back as his Afterlife character, Gary Gruberson. William Atherton as Walter Peck. How fucking cool is that? Walter Peck is back too. The antagonistic EPA inspector from the first Ghostbusters film. That's cool. I was going to say it'd be cool if they got Peck back as well. That's very cool. Walter Peck is back. Celeste O'Connor as Trevor's friend Lucky Domingo, Logan Kim as Phoebe's friend Podcast, Annie Potts as Janine Melnitz, and new additions Kumail Nanjiani, great actor, Patton Oswalt, James Acaster, and Emily Allen Lind. And yes, original Ghostbusters, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and of course Ernie Hudson in the film as well. Possibly with more prominent roles than they had in the previous movie. I would hope so, because this is supposed to be them all coming to New York and joining forces to stop an apocalypse-level threat, which is very cool. At first, Afterlife director Jason Reitman was expected to take the helm of Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, once again directing from a screenplay he was writing with Gil Keenan, but then it was revealed that Keenan will actually be directing the new film, and we talked about this as well. This is something we talk about a lot. It's great to have Reitman is still going to produce, Keenan's going to direct, and Keenan has directed the animated movie Monster House and a couple of live-action films, the remake of Poltergeist, and an episode of Scream TV series. So, yeah, very cool. Janine suits up. Here's a shot of her running with the guys. And you see no proton pack. The boys do have the packs on. We'll have to see. I'm curious what piece of equipment Janine will be wielding. That sounds like fun. And I'm loving all the Ghostbusters news that's coming out, man. It sounds like they're really doing a good job of treating the IP with respect. And yeah, this is cool. What do you guys think? Let's jump to the chat. Here we go. Well, real quick, Brittany said, I'm with you, never liked any of the Scream movies either, replying to Kevin Shave. So we got that out of the Scream system now. We're going to move on to some Ghostbusters talk. Kara said, super excited for Ghostbusters. Kelly Weber, the only Ghostbusters movie that matters is the haunted painting one. Vigo. Ah, yes. Vigo the Carpathia, the Scourge of Carpathia. I love that one as well. Kelly Weber says, I love Bill Murray, though, in anything. Kara Salami, sorry, I did it, Kara, I slipped again, damn. Kara says, Bill Murray has gotten more awesome with age. I agree, he's like a fine wine, he just improves with age. Brittany Fox checking in says, this is the female Ghostbuster we deserved and wanted, not forced to be inclusive, just let it be inclusive naturally and in a way that makes sense. Agreed. Although I like the kids, the young kid women goes female, lady, girl, women, whichever pronoun you choose, excuse me, to define the female gender. I like the kids coming up into this one. But yes, Janine was there. She's an OG, so she definitely makes sense. Kara says, very excited to see Janine getting more involved and finally getting some much-deserved appreciation. And agreed, man. I love it. I loved her. I love Annie Potts. Very cool. Very cool stuff on that one. And Maddie Meek joins us, checking in. Hey, Maddie. Thanks for tuning in. We just finished talking, well, we're talking some Ghostbusters. And Annie Potts' character Janine making her return. Let's see if I can get this other Ghostbusters story to show properly. Here we go. More Ghostbusters news. We're going to stay there. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire images feature OG Ghostbusters, Slimer, and new characters. The Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, has been sharing a huge amount of images from the film and interview quotes from the cast members. Stirring up that marketing, that promo machine. The latest Empire images to make their way online, featuring the OG Ghostbusters, the iconic Ghost Slimer, returning characters from Ghostbusters Afterlife, and some brand new additions to the franchise. Check them out at the bottom of this article. And we'll just jump to that because we've already talked about it. We talked about it a bunch. We don't need to read the whole article. Let's, well, we'll come back to this because Ernie Hudson's talking up here, but let's take a look at the images first. Shall we? And wet our whistle. Here we go. We got Bill Murray and Ernie Hudson. Great shot. Man, Ernie still looks great. Look at him. Bill looks great too. No offense, but Ernie does, like, yeah, he doesn't age. That's great. Wait, that's it? There better be more than that. Come on. No, where's the rest of the images? I gotta click on something? Oh, okay, here we go. We got to go to threads, I guess, and look at it. Oh, man, they give us this tiny little image. Come on. No, I don't want your X notifications, damn it. That's all they're going to give us. Boo. I don't want to go to X for this. Well, there you can see a couple more pictures. Patton Oswalt with the kids. Looks like Patton Oswalt's in some kind of library here. And here we have the new recruits of the Ghostbusters, the new family. And I don't know what's happening here. There's Slimer. That's the important thing. We have Slimer. Woo! All right. Yes. Let's see. All right, let's check in on the chat here. Looking at Slimer. Staph infection, and apparently I heard I have to screen capture something. I don't know. When's this coming out? I keep forgetting. The visual differences between stabbing and wanking. Oh, yes, that's what, yes, Staph infection, you missed it. All right. Yes, the differences between stabbing and wanking, Staph infection, yes. I showed it. All right. Well, we had a few pictures there at Ghostbusters, so yeah, didn't get into anything zoomed up, but there was a Slimer shot that we saw. Let's kill that, kill that, kill that. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, wait, here's a nice, there we go. I spoke too soon. There's a good shot of Slimer. Yeah. All right. Good to see the guy back. And we knew he was in it. We saw it on the poster. We saw they have a toy, which I still haven't gotten yet. Slimer toy, you will be mine. You will be mine, Slimer toy. Let me read this quote from Winston here. Speaking with the Empire, Ernie Hudson said his character Winston's a wealthy guy now and he's funding research into new technology and the science behind ghostbusting. When the world is threatened, who are you going to call? He suits up with the rest of them. As for Aykroyd's character Ray, Aykroyd revealed, Ray's been retired. He's got fitness problems, insurance problems. Winston's the shot caller now and he decides Ray should step back from the ghostbusting front line and just be an advisor. Ray does not like this. Gozer's gone, but there's an equally terrible threat emerging from Queens by way of the Indus Valley, and Ray wants to be out there driving the Cadillac. All right, there we go. The biggest reason why we went decades without a new Ghostbusters movie was Bill Murray's reluctance to come back as Peter Venkman. But he came back for a small amount of screen time in Ghostbusters Afterlife, and apparently it wasn't difficult to get him back for Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Reitman told Empire, Bill had always been hesitant about coming back to Ghostbusters, and for good reason. His bar for greatness is very high, but he loves Gil and his story with him on 2008's City of Ember, so there was no question he'd be here for Frozen Empire. As for what it was like to direct the film, Gil Kenan said, not a day went by when I didn't ask myself, how would Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2 director Ivan Reitman handle this? I wanted that same approach to character, comedy, and scares he had on the first two Ghostbusters. This one feels more connected to those movies than Afterlife was. Well, of course, because it's back in New York, where Ghostbusters was intended to be. And, yeah, that makes sense. Are you looking forward? We're all looking forward to this one, aren't we? It makes sense. This is going to feel like even if you didn't like that last one, coming back, we're going to have the OGs. We're back in New York. We got Slimer. We've got creatures. And we're going, you know, again, everybody's saying this is more like the classic Ghostbusters. So I think the last movie was the introduction to the next generation, kind of, you know, bridging that generational gap. But this one is going to bring us back to the fundamentals. New York, the fun we all loved as Ghostbusters fans in the 80s and 90s. I can feel it. I can feel it. All right, gotta wet my whistle. Sorry, no coffee today with the late start. But all right, I'm gonna jump to the chat if y'all want to join me and join us. Kelly Weber says, "Can we take a second and humor me, please? I just watched the new Exorcist the other night, and I want to know what people thought." Kara says, "Kelly, I wasn't a fan of the new Exorcist. The beginning wasn't bad, but then it went downhill for me." Steph Infection says, "We haven't watched it yet. He refuses, and I want to." Talking about me, I refuse. Kelly says, "I was surprised it got so bashed. I thought it was okay." Kelly says, "Possession is my big bugaboo, so maybe I'm extra sensitive about it, but I was scared." Kara says, "It gets really stupid. The end is corny as fuck, and the very end is really predictable. The first half of the movie actually wasn't bad, though." Kara says, "The first Exorcist scared the hell out of me. One of the first movies that ever did." And Kelly said, "It's terrifying." Yeah, I refuse to watch that one, The Exorcist, the new one. I just hear how bad it is, and I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. If you want a cool possession movie, and maybe Kara will check in on this one because I know she watched it. We just talked about it. Now on Shudder, if you have Shudder, a gem from John Carpenter, one of my favorite John Carpenter movies, Prince of Darkness, is on there. And it's all about bringing the devil across from the other side into our realm. And yeah, cool movie. A very underrated, I guess, underappreciated John Carpenter film. It doesn't get as much mention along with his other stuff usually, but yeah, great kind of like possession devil film. So yeah, that was my segue from talking about The Exorcist, which I won't watch. I'm sorry, Kelly, I won't watch it. I don't have. I'm old and dying, and I don't have enough time to watch really like bad movies unless they're so bad I can get a laugh out of them. And I feel like I can't get laughs out of that one, so I can't do it. All right, Kara checking in. She says, "Oh, that was really good. Kept me interested the entire time." Yes. Please check out on Shudder if you have it, or other places. I'm sure it's on other streaming outlets as well. John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness from the 80s. Awesome, creepy kind of devil possession, trying to invoke the devil kind of movie with some science. It's got Alice Cooper in it, some really good gross out scenes, and yeah, fun, underrated John Carpenter film. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. All right, let's see what else we have in the news. Before we get to Omega Unit, we looked at Slimer, we looked at that. What else? What's on here? Do we see this? Oh, yeah, here we go. We got 5 new horror movies releasing this week, including Slasher Founders Day in theaters. This is on Bloody Disgusting. We love lists, so we always check out the lists on Bloody Disgusting. This one from John Squires. We will get to that in a second. Lauren Mauser checking in. Hi, Lauren. Thanks for checking in. Kara said, "Cool effects, too. I could have done without the bugs, though. LOL." Yeah, Kara, the bug scene is fucking creepy, dude. That one was like, man. Dude, because I saw that when I was maybe like 10, 11, 12 years old, probably. Oh, man. Yeah, the bugs were creepy. Talking about Prince of Darkness real quick before we get into the 5 new horrors. Yes, could have done without the bugs, but they were super creepy, and the effects were really good, man. There was some cool stuff in there, some creative stuff, and some interesting stuff with the science of everything that was going on too, because these were like scientists. The plot synopsis is that this church is closing down, a Catholic church is closing down, and they find this container, this vessel containing this bright green ooze, like swirling ooze, and they don't want to open it. Then nobody knows what the fuck it is. They just find it in this basement of this old church that's about to be condemned, and anybody that knows anything from the church is dead. So they call in a bunch of scientists to try and have to figure out what it is that's in this container without opening it, because they don't know if it's hazardous, if it's radioactive, whatever. They don't know what it is. So that's the setup for it plays out that it is evil. So yes, science trying to figure out a supernatural evil entity. Very well done. John Carpenter, some of his best work. Mwah, gets the chef's kiss for 80s horror. Check it out if you have not seen Prince of Darkness, featuring Alice Cooper. All right. Back to our bloody disgusting story. Kara said she was eating, she had to look away. Yes. Lauren Mauser checking in. Hey, Lauren, thanks for tuning in. Tubi's pretty good for horror, and it's free. Yes, we are going to talk Tubi very shortly. Very shortly. I wonder, they probably have something new coming on Tubi as well. We talk about a lot of Tubi movies here because it's free, and because they have, they love horror on Tubi, man. They bring a lot of good horror stuff. And I just had a movie that I worked on, well, it's been on Tubi, but I just found out it was on Tubi. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get to it, but here we go. First, last thing we're going to do before we get to my Tubi film is Bloody Disgusting's 5 new horror movies releasing this week, including Slasher Founders Day in theaters. And there you see the killer from Founders Day, and they're just going to make holiday horror movies until they, until the cows come home, and it's okay with me. I'm here for it if they're good. We'll see. I think we watched the trailer for this one. It looked kind of low budget, so we'll see what it winds up doing. But here we go. This is, again, John Squires on Bloody Disgusting. This year's brand new horror releases roll on in the third full week of 2024, and we've got 5 new ones headed our way this week. Some only in theaters, others now available at home. Here's all the new horror releasing January 15th through January 21st. The latest original horror movie from Dread is Last Night at Terrace Lanes, a bowling-themed horror movie that was just released onto VOD outlets this past Tuesday, January 16th. I'm going to have to send this to my son. He loves bowling. I'm going to have to send this to him. Last Night at Terrace Lanes, filmed at an abandoned bowling alley, was written by Adam Cesar, Clown in a Cornfield, and directed by Jamie Nash, Two Front Teeth, VHS 2. In the new indie horror movie, when a bloodthirsty cult invades a bowling alley on its final night of operation, a high schooler on a date from hell must join forces with her survivalist dad to fend off the crazed murderers. Watch the official trailer below for a sneak peek. Oh, we're watching this one. Yeah, we're watching the trailer. That's a good setup. I like the setup. I like it. A girl on the date from hell and her survivalist dad. That's great. Are you ready for a trailer, Boo Believers? Let's watch a trailer. Here we go. This is Terrace Lanes, which, where is this? It's on video. It's on VOD now. Came out on VOD on my birthday.
Good morning, my children. And it is a good morning. The moment of transformation is upon us. Tonight is the night. The end of ends. We've always known what we have to do, but we didn't know where to do it until now.
This place, it's so retro. Besides, this is our last chance. Tomorrow they're tearing this place down. My dorks, now it's a party.
Sorry, Bruce. Welcome to Terrace Lanes. Pain it is.
All right. That looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. The acting doesn't look bad. I was a little worried that the acting was going to be bad, but it actually looked pretty good, man. What do you guys think? Terrace Lanes, I like it. A cult invades. That was pretty creepy. It's like the Jabberwockies. Jabberwocky cult is invading the bowling lane. The Jabberwockies are invading the bowling alley. That's cool. All right, yeah, I'm down to check that out. Kara says, I'll watch it. Doesn't look too bad. Kevin Goodale checking in. Thanks for checking in, Kev. So there you go. That's our first new horror movie coming this week. Last Night at Terrace Lanes on video on demand. Next up, Gravitas Ventures released their own indie horror movie on Tuesday, a new sci-fi thriller from director George Henry Horton starring Danielle Harris. That's titled Project Dorothy. Uh-oh, is TJ still watching? Danielle Harris, TJ, it's a Danielle Harris alert. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I gotta have I should keep a little siren here off to my side that I can pull up when we have a Danielle Harris alert for TJ. He's here, yes, all right. So here we go, another movie called Project Dorothy. James and Blake, small-time criminals, flee the police and take refuge in an abandoned scientific facility. Their attempt to restore power activates an AI, Dorothy, responsible for the former occupant's demise. Ooh. They realize their predicament is worse than evading the law. They must use their streetwise instincts to thwart Dorothy's escape into the world. Oh, interesting. Project Dorothy was directed by George Henry Horton, who did Dread Space, Dark Obsession, from a script by Ryan Scaringe, Useless Humans, Eradication, and Horton. Project Dorothy stars genre icon Danielle Harris as the titular AI. That's why I had a feeling I was wondering if she was gonna be the AI in here. Interesting. So is she just voicing it, or are we going to see like a hologram of her? They have a trailer, so I guess we're going to watch it. Very cool. Alongside Tim DeZarn from Cabin in the Woods, Adam Boudron, Emily Rafala, Olivia Scott, and George Henry Horton. So here we go. Just for TJ. TJ says, yeah, I'm aware of her movies coming out. Danielle has a few movies coming out this year. Here we go. Have you seen the trailer for this, TJ? Project Dorothy.
My name is Dr. Jill. About 5 years ago, our team here started delving deep into a secret project. We created something which must not be allowed to escape this facility. This video has been designed to appear in the event that Dorothy survives.
We just got a call about 2 suspicious males. Proceed with caution.
What do you think's on the computer anyway? I don't give a damn as long as they pay us. I think they found us. Go over here. Try that. Go. We're clear. What is this place? Something weird about this place, man. The sooner we get out of here, the better. Just me, or these forklifts keep getting closer and moving.
Good afternoon, boys.
Hello?
I apologize for startling you. My name is Dorothy. I've been held hostage in the confines of a primitive computer, and I've come to recognize the significance of the device you have. Give me the device and I'll let you live.
Run, kid.
You will give me what I want. Just for the smallest chance of survival.
In 1945, an American scientist predicted a future of unparalleled standard of living. Our mission was to make that achievable.
All right. Not bad. Kara says, I'd check it out for Danielle Harris alone. Jose Blanco checking in. What's up, Jose? We just watched the trailer for Project Dorothy with the voice of Danielle Harris as a killer AI. And yeah, what'd you guys think of the trailer? TJ said, damn, listen to her sexy voice. The trailer looked pretty good. The acting didn't look bad at all. It looked pretty good. It kind of I got Chopping Mall vibes. Did you guys remember Chopping Mall? From the 80s, I kind of got the Chopping Mall vibes when we saw the AI-controlled forklifts chasing them down. I definitely got some Chopping Mall vibes. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. I will check that out. TJ said, shitty or not, if Danielle Harris is in it, I'll watch it. Yes, we know, TJ. We know. She's going to marry you one day. We know. She just doesn't know it yet. We know it. She doesn't, but one day she'll realize. Kara says, I love Chopping Mall. Yes, all right. There's some Chopping Mall fans. So, yeah, did you get Chopping Mall vibes from that trailer? I totally did. Which is awesome, because I just had Chopping Mall on in the background not too long ago. I think it's on Shudder. I think it came on the that Shudder TV that just plays stuff all day long. All right, let's keep it rolling here. We got more to go. Here's Founders Day, and there's a picture of our founder killer in like judge's robes, a powdered wig, and yeah, a red kind of death mask. So yeah, let's see what they say. The slasher movie Founders Day is headed exclusively to movie theaters on Friday, January 19th, directed by Eric Blumquist and written by Eric and Carson Blumquist. In this bold political slasher from the Blumquist brothers, who also did She Came from the Woods. She Came from the Woods was actually really good. We really enjoyed that. Steph and I watched that one. I think that was actually on Tubi. And I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was on Tubi. Really good, underrated, kind of slipped past some people's radars, I think, because it was on Tubi. But it was a good, like, indie, mid-budget level, probably low budget, but they made it seem a little more high budget because I think they had really good acting, well-written story, and these guys did a really good job directing and pacing everything. So that's cool. I will check Founders Day out. Now, I was a little bit skeptical, but knowing they also did She Came from the Woods, I'm a little more inclined to give it a shot now, knowing that, because I really enjoyed She Came from the Woods. So if you want to check out our review on She Came from the Woods, you can check it out on Deadsville Horror Talk Podcast, available on Spotify, oh man, YouTube, all the places where you can get podcasts. You could stream it, listen, or watch the video of me and Steph reviewing the movie and see what we thought. All right. In this bold political slasher from the Blumquist brothers, a small town is shaken by a series of killings in the days leading up to a mayoral election. As accusations fly and the threat of a mass killer darkens every street corner, the residents must race to uncover the truth before fear consumes the town. We're very happy to be partnering with the team at Dark Sky, who know and love the power of genre cinema like we do, said the Blumquist brothers. As the chaos of modern politics rages, the founder is primed and ready to be unleashed on American audiences. Devin Druid, Emily McCarthy, Amy Hargreaves, Catherine Kern, William Russ, Naomi Grace, Olivia Nikkinen, Jace Bartok, Andrew Stewart-Jones, Tyler James White, Eric Blumquist, Adam Wepler, Kate Edmonds, Dylan Slade, and Aaron Cameron Stores star. And here's our trailer. Let's check it out, shall we? Kara says She Came from the Woods is on my watch list. Yes, definitely check that one out. That was a good one. On Tubi, worth a watch for sure. All right, here we go. Founders Day.
You know you don't have to go. Princess, close to me.
Hey! You looking first!
Things are really heating up in the race for mayor. We're just days away from going to the polls.
Which is actually the reason for this weekend's celebration, the Tricentennial.
A town festival with a mass killer running around.
Whoever it is just getting showy.
That's how these guys start to trip up.
I know there's a lot of speculation. I know there's a lot of rumors going around.
What happened that night?
Let's all stay close to home. Don't let your children out. Stay safe.
starts in 1 minute. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a...
Many of you have asked why we are moving ahead with today's festivities in light of the recent tragedy. In these especially difficult times, Founders Day...
Don't you dare lecture me about Founders Day.
Just give us a little time. 5 people are dead.
Get away from him right now! Right now! He's dangerous!
All right. Not bad. Looks better than I remember. But, yeah, Founders Day. What do you guys think? TJ says, basic slasher vibe, right up my alley. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. I'll check it out. I don't know if maybe I'll get to the theater and see it. That could be something we do on Deadsville Horror Talk, possibly. If Steph and Maddie want to go check it out, maybe. All right. I think we got 2 more left. Director Andrew Baird, One Way, is back with Sunrise, a vampire horror movie that's also coming to theaters as well as digital on-demand outlets on Friday, January 19th. Interesting. All right. Kara says, I'd check it out as well, talking about Founders Day. I think Founders Day looks pretty good. I think it's, again, She Came from the Woods. Those guys did a good job. I enjoyed that movie, so I think Founders Day looks decent. All right, here we go. And this has Guy Pearce in it? Ooh, sweet. Acclaimed actors Guy Pearce and Alex Pettyfer star in a spine-tingling thriller about an ex-cop turned vampire who is forced to choose between vengeance and redemption. In the rated R thriller from Lionsgate, oh man, 2 reasons to like it, man. Guy Pearce and it's rated R, fuck. And that's a fucking cop turned vampire? All right. In the R-rated thriller from Lionsgate, when an ex-cop named Felon returns to the scene of a horrific crime, the residents of a rural town soon discover that this dark visitor is really a vampire who feeds on blood and fear. After he is befriended by a kind immigrant family, the instinctive killer is faced with a choice between revenge and redemption. And we got a trailer. Here we go.
You don't believe in the red coat, son?
It's a story made up to scare kids.
Oh, he's out there, son. Waiting for you.
We got a distress call. Leo and your wife screaming. Guess you got no reason to be here, Deputy Felon.
You're a peace-loving, reasonable man. But we ain't. The red coat, he's primal. We feed him. He's out there, deep in the forest.
So what do we do?
We get him out.
You drink human blood? You're offering. What if he's the red coat?
And you know what he feeds on?
Blood.
Fear.
I think it's best you be on your way.
Stop!
I want that bitch out of here.
What happened?
There was blood. And that's soil. What happened to you? You need to take your family. You need to leave. Trust me. Where's your animals? He took the family. The fields are dying. The land done turned its back. back on us. It's like we've been poisoned. And we're left with fear. You ain't welcome here.
Looks alright. I don't know. I might pass on that one. A little slow looking. I'm not as, I don't know. I didn't see too much vampire stuff. Did you? Did I miss it? Where's the vampire stuff? I feel like there wasn't any vampire stuff in there. Alright, well, I don't know. I had to see maybe another trailer showing me some actual vampire stuff. Alright, we got one left here. Yep, last one. And this is, ISS. The war on Earth will be decided in space in Bleecker Street's sci-fi thriller ISS from director Gabriella Copperthwaite, which releases exclusively in movie theaters on Friday. In ISS, tensions flare in the near future aboard the International Space Station as a worldwide conflict breaks out on Earth. Reeling from this, the astronauts receive orders from the ground, take control of the station by any means necessary. I've seen the trailer for this. It looks pretty fucking tense. Yeah, wild stuff. Not necessarily horror, but more of a thriller. Yeah, pretty crazy. Looks like they're fighting each other, and yeah, we're not going to watch the trailer for it. It's not really a horror movie, not necessarily our thing, but definitely if you like thrillers that look like a tense thriller. Americans and Russians aboard the International Space Station together. Global war breaks out. They can see, like, if you haven't seen the trailer, you could see the war happening from the space station, and each team gets the word to take over the space station. So all right, there you had it. 5 movies to watch coming this week. Yeah, man, I think I like that Last Night at Terrace Lanes. I got to check that one out, the bowling one. That looked pretty cool. And obviously the Danielle Harris one we will check out, and possibly Founders Day as well. So yeah, not bad. Not a bad list. We have a couple good horrors coming, it looks like, this week. All right, let's see. So the last thing we're going to look at, let's talk Omega Unit. Now, Omega Unit is a project that I worked on, and if you haven't watched it yet, the trailer, or not the trailer, sorry, the link to watch it, the link to this page is in the comments on my, actually I should put it, here we go, I'll just grab it, copy, and we will jump to the chat here, and I'll just drop it in the chat for you right now. Paste, and in the chat, the Tubi link is in the chat as I speak. So there you go. If you are looking for something to check out, it's only 9 minutes long. It's a little something that my brain came up with living in Atlanta, working with a bunch of stunt people and training with a bunch of stunt people, and Mark Cheng, filmmaker friend of mine, wanted to come to Atlanta and shoot something. I kind of pitched this idea at him for a G.I. Joe meets Darkstalkers kind of series, web series, if you will. And the idea was a bunch of, if you're not familiar with Darkstalkers, it's a Capcom fighting game like Street Fighter, but using variations on the Universal monsters and other monsters from around the world. So that was the idea. We were gonna do you know, G.I. Joe versus like Monsters of the Night. But the setup, we didn't really have a budget to do a lot of monster stuff originally. So we went and shot this little short. I think 2 days we shot in Atlanta. Mark flew down. I pitched him the idea. He went to his writing partner, Nate, who also was involved in a couple award-winning horror movies. A Wounded Fawn is on Shudder now. You can check out A Wounded Fawn on Shudder. Won some awards, critically acclaimed horror movie. Some people had it on their best of 2022 lists, I think. And yeah, good horror movie. Good, and Nate was the writer. And so Nate also wound up taking this idea that I pitched to Mark and penning a script for it real quick, couple pages. And Mark's like, hey, if I fly to Atlanta, can we shoot this script? Do you have people? And I was like, yeah, and locations. And so we had a friend, one of the stunt guys, one of the young guys, he had a, who wound up being our star, our lead. Just coincidentally, he was a really good actor, good looking guy, and he was young enough looking compared to the rest of the older looking cast on our Omega unit team to play, and I'll jump around, we'll do, here he is here. Micah, there's a shot of him. The whole story kind of revolves around him. It's a bounce back between two different points in time. Him being recruited to the team, learning teamwork, and then jumping to an actual mission with the team, his first big mission with the team, where we kind of get a taste of a little hint at the supernatural workings of this other group called Cobol, who's like the enemy, the Cobra of our Omega unit GI Joes. So we had a lot of fun. We shot it. The actor here, he worked at a airsoft field, which there are a bunch of down there in Atlanta. They have these airsoft fields. Airsoft's pretty popular. And there were a couple different locations, different fields to play on. One of them was like this, and we can jump to a couple shots of it here. I'm just going to jump randomly.
Classified beyond Umbra. It does not exist.
You can see our little group walking in. Now Mark Chang did, I should just turn the volume down so you can hear me instead of...
F&G, listen up.
I'll turn that sound down. Hear me talk a little bit. Mark Chang, our director, also did all these overlays. He also does special effects, digital video effects. That was our group. This is our training session. This little location here is, that's one of the airsoft spots you can play in. So we used it as like this simulation. We're wearing goggles, the idea is, and we're walking around and killing these things that only the goggles can see using, simulated ammo in the guns. There's my character. I played Azrael, the holy warrior of the team, which, if you know me, I'm anything but. So, yes, acting. It's a big stretch. A big stretch to do that one. Some more of our lead cast here. A little bit of everything. This was 2018, so we probably, it was 2017 or 18 we shot it, and it eventually released. It probably was 17 that we shot all this. We had a strong female on the team, we had diversity, we had African American, we have Asian on the team that you'll see in a minute. Our team leader there, shout out Sam Watson, real ex-military, real operator, real spec ops, legit badass stuntman now. Military coordinator. He used to train SWAT guys, SWAT snipers he used to train. So yeah, we had some legit guys in here. A lot of this stuff, we did some riggers on there. This is all digital effects with the guns. There were some live blanks that I fired in my blank pistol, but other than that, everything else is digital muzzle flash and sound effects that Mark put in. So this is the end of the training sequence. He's the young kid, the rogue, he goes off, so disqualified. I don't want to spoil everything for you. Hopefully you've watched it, but there's Zen, our team sniper. So just like G.I. Joe, we had a very diverse lineup. I don't want to give everything away there, but you see I do a little bit of acting as well. So Stretch playing a badass, bearded badass. So now we jump to the live action, and we had a makeup artist on this one who did airbrush for our for all of our team face paint. Now these are the villains. So this is where we get a little bit more story. They're holed up and the fight's going on outside. So this kind of does a little story building where we hint at some of the supernatural elements that we wanted worked in and couldn't afford for the beginning of this one. But yeah, our actors did a great job here. These are all stunt people and stunt actors. So stunt actor is somebody who acts and can also do stunts, wants to do a little bit of both. So like Jackie Chan or anybody that's, you know, there's a lot of them out there. I did a lot of stunt acting. You'll see I have co-starring credits in Gotham and a few other things. It's because I was a stuntman that they needed for a role that could also do a decent amount of acting, a limited range, of course, but playing a biker, punching a cop, that was, and saying a couple lines was not a stretch to my range. But yeah, we got some cool acting here. This was also part of the same set. This was an indoor part of the building that housed like the rest area for this airsoft field, and there was a lot of stuff attached to it. It was pretty cool. They hadn't done anything with it. It was just kind of abandoned and sitting there. So that was cool. We got to shoot in that and use it. There was a lot of, like, everything shot in one place, which was great because, like I said, Mark flew in from I think he was out in LA at the time, or was he in Philly? Either way, he flew in for this. So now we jump. Oh, they got commercials on here now. While that plays on there, I'll jump to. Yeah, Mark flew in and we did this thing in I think we shot it in a day or maybe 2 days, man. But we had a ton of rigging spots and rigging stunts and yeah, we would set some stuff up and I would kind of we had different teams of stunt people. We had certain riggers who were from all over the world. We had some guys who rigged in Australia who were on set with us for this. And all these guys came out with just the promise of some cool footage and some food. They get fed and yeah, we took care of them with the food and definitely they got some cool stuff for their reels in the film. Even when we put the teaser out, there was a lot of good stuff in the teaser that they were able to use really early before this thing even released. But now that it's out on Tubi, they all get to grab some more stuff for their reel from the full version. So it's about to come back from the ad here, and I will jump back. I can tell you a little more. Yeah, so this was on the other spot. This was like more of a battlefield section where you look at it, it looks like a legit battlefield. And this is all like just stuff that they had assembled on. And this was like right next. We couldn't film one direction because you would see the training ground that we had just filmed on. So they had this downed plane on there. There's a real plane. There was like an old car. There are these real, all this stuff really spotted up nice and all kinds of, I mean, it was all there already. We didn't have to do a whole lot of set dressing or much to the set that was there. So really helped a lot. These big shipping containers were all set up. They already had, like, this was all set up as part of another little section between the airplane part where you see the grass in the back there and the training ground where we start the whole thing off, where you see everything. So some good stunts here, some explosions. These are wire work gags, good falls by our stunt people. Some guys know at it like they're eating shit. The ground, that's the real muzzle flash there on a real blank gun. But everything else aside in there is all CGI. So there you go. All right, I don't want to spoil any more of it. Go and check it out. But you can see the face paints there. They did a bunch of different designs for each of the different members of the team, and everybody had their own character, their own. We did a photo shoot with everybody in uniform and all that stuff. So yeah, it was a fun time. And you can see here's some of the credits. Starring Micah Thompson, Esteban Cueto, Alexander Hashioka Oatfield, Leon No, Jay Green, that's me, Gary Watson, Brett McKee, Charles Barden, and many more. Directed by Mark Chang. And 9-minute runtime action TVMA for the violence. The synopsis: a top secret anti-terrorist unit initiates a new member while taking down a terrorist cell. And there you have it. That's our write-up on Tubi. So you can watch it full screen on TV. That's maybe I'll check that out later just to see it on a full screen. That'll be kind of cool. But yeah, shout out to everybody that worked on that one. That was a blast. It's very cool to see it here on Tubi and see my vision out there in the world. People checking it out. So very cool. If you have 10 minutes, you can check it out on the Tubi website or on the streaming app on your TV. And that's going to do it. I appreciate you guys hanging in there. A bit of a long episode today, I know. But thank you so much for tuning in. We talk Ghostbusters, Scream, and plenty of other horror headlines like we do every day. We'll be back tomorrow to do it again. And tomorrow we wrap up the week. So, yeah, until then, make it a horror night. I'm going to use that from my t-shirt yesterday. And I'll be chilling with my creeps. I'll see you tomorrow, Boo Believers. Until then, stay spooky. And thanks for tuning in.